Good morning, and we have to tell you about something. I forget what it is. Do you remember? KC Security, thank you so much for sponsoring the show. We certainly appreciate that.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
And you are so helpful.
And Michael, thank you for the reminder that we have to...
Yes.
This is our little test.
You know what? They sponsored us for, I think this is the second month in a row.
It is.
I know.
Okay, you weren't here when I talked about some of the stuff. Key holder service. Okay, think about this.
Key holder.
You get home 2 a.m, you're locked out of your house.
Oy.
Your mother has a key, you don't want to bug her. Your sister, whatever, your neighbor. Who do you call? KC Security. They have a key holder service 24/7. They're on call. They could have your house key.
Stop it.
They will hold your spare key for you and let you back in your house. Come on.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. That's a service.
For a drunk like you, that's a great service.
Oh my heart.
That's so awesome.
And also,
wonderful.
They have a 5%. If you bring in a receipt or whatever, like something about if you another company, they'll not only match the price, they'll beat it by 5%.
KC, man, thinking about everything.
Yep. Thanks for joining us on the morning show, everybody.
Yes, we certainly appreciate it. Absolutely.
Happy Left-Handers Day.
I'm not a left-hander. You are.
I am.
Yes. I'm ambidextrous though. I can write with both hands.
Okay, I interviewed one of the guys that's performing at the Fringe Festival, Donovan, and he's doing the show Once You've Found It. Oh my gosh, I remember this. Okay, so Donovan Jackson, when he writes, he's ambidextrous. He writes one character in his left hand and one character in his right hand.
Oh, I can't do it at the same time.
No, he answers, like he'll write something and then he'll respond. Left brain, right brain. Each character has one hand. Like, this is one character in his script, or this is another part of his personality.
Wow, really?
So when he's writing, he'll write this person, and then he'll respond by this person. Isn't that cool?
Imagine going for dinner with them.
Did you know that most left-handed people aren't 100% left-handed though? Most right-handed people are 100% right-handed, but most left-handed people aren't. Like for me, I play bass. Is this right-handed? Yes, I golf right-handed and play baseball right-handed, but I play tennis left-handed.
What?
I know.
Isn't that weird?
And that's not uncommon. Scissors? Well, I had to learn how to use scissors right-handed because they didn't have left-handed scissors when I was a little child at Sacred Heart School, and Miss Vincent made me sit in my left hand because I couldn't print as good. They used to think that if you were left-handed, you were going to grow up and have problems. So they would make you so sit on your left hand. Sit on your left hand and use your right hand. That's wrong. That can make you go cross-eyed. That's an old wives' tale too.
No, that's not the one that makes you go cross-eyed.
If you do it with your left hand?
Yeah, that's right.
That's not it, eh?
My former co-host, Scott Turnbull at Kiss 100.5, is also a lefty.
So is Jack the Ripper.
Excellent.
And the Boston Strangler and Osama bin Laden.
What?
I'm in good company.
Awesome.
Yeah. During the 1600s, people thought that left-handers were witches and warlocks. Yeah, because we were freaks.
I read an article about how left-handed people are smarter.
That's because, yes, left-handed college graduates have a 26% greater chance of becoming rich. The problem is I didn't graduate from college.
Or high school.
And here's another really weird one. It's believed that all polar bears are left-handed. Don't know how they know that.
Who tested that?
I don't know.
Who said one morning, you know what? I got nothing to do today. I'm going to go and find me some polar bears. And I'm going to see if they're all left-handed.
You know what?
Who? Why?
I don't know.
Why? And how much
It's not my job to tell you why. It's just my job to tell you about it.
All right. Where did the money come from?
To study the polar bears?
Right?
I don't know.
I mean, try saving them. Try freezing the little icebergs that they're melting away and floating in the water on.
Rather than spending money researching them?
Whether they're lefties or not. Who cares?
Okay. That's it. I didn't want to start a fight. It's just an happy left-handers day. My goodness. We'll share a little trivia and she goes right over the deep end.
You know what? I know how much you love Taylor Swift, and we talked about her so much yesterday, and we're going to talk about her today. Tay-Tay. And her Swifties.
And her Swiffers.
And her Swiffers. Not those.
Okay.
She, though, has paid tuition for a Canadian woman to go to college. Tay, you're the best.
Why?
Because the woman was on Instagram talking about how her parents are both really, really hardworking, and they're both making minimum wage. There's not a lot of money, and she said, "I'm going to go to college, but I'm going to incur all this debt." And so Taylor sent her a money order for over $6,000.
I should have been nicer to Taylor Swift all this time.
Right?
Maybe I could have gone to college and been one of the 26% who becomes a rich person because I'm left-handed.
Probably not.
Taylor Swift, well, my other friend, Katy Perry's back in the news.
Katy Perry?
Katy Perry. She apparently was a... Now, this is what the guy says. His name is...
This is good.
Okay, his last name is Klaus. When she did her... there was a video... oh, shoot.
The children...
Her video was... he was the guy in the video... Can't remember. It debuted in August 2010, whatever video that was. Dancing? Does she do a dancing video? No, kissing?
No, I thought it had to do with young people.
I cut it off too soon. I don't know what the name of the song is. Anyway, this guy's name is Klaus. He was a male model. And so he appeared in this video of hers. And it was a famous video in 2010. He said he knew her from before because they used to sing Christian music together. And then he said she was always cool and kind. Like cool. But then when she got a little famous and she was around other people, she was as cold as ice. And she even called the act of kissing him gross to the entire set while filming it.
That's rude.
Never mind that. Then after the first day of filming, she invited him out to a strip joint with the crew and stuff. And he's like, "No, this is my only job. I have to go back to my hotel and get ready because I'm rest. I have to be serious about this." So then he saw her a few times after she broke up with Russell Brand. He said one time a friend was dying.
Teenage Dream video.
Teenage Dream.
I told you, young people.
You did. So
here it is there.
That's him. See how she's pulling on his shirt? Well, apparently,
she pulled on.
No, he has a friend who had a big crush on Katy Perry and wanted to meet her. And so they go to a party, and she wants to introduce Kate. He's like, "Hi, Katy," and he gives her a hug, and then he turns to his friend to introduce his friend, the one who's really crazy about her, to Katy Perry. He said she reached down and she pulled on the waistband of his Adidas track pants and his underwear to expose his penis to her friends, to show them his penis. Now,
and then you do the action of letting it go. Because that was my next question.
Let it go.
Did it hurt when she snapped
hold it back anymore? Smack out.
Right?
So here's
maybe he has a welt there now.
He says that happened, and it was a birthday party for her designer. Her designer has come out and said, Johnny Wujek, whose birthday party it was, Johnny said, never happened. Katy would never do that. And then he says, that guy, that Klaus guy, he was fantasizing about Katy's future with him. He was writing songs and sending them to her. And so he said, this guy's a whack job, and this never happened.
So it's a he said,
BS.
he said.
BS, he says.
Has she responded?
No response from Katy's people. I don't believe him either now.
I don't either. I think Katy's too nice for that. Or hopefully smarter than that, because as if that would not get around.
As if.
Right? As if. I mean, it's Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Seriously.
Teenage Dream.
People are not too thrilled with Drake. He broke another of the Beatles records. Now, let me just get this right.
Is he the one that posed? He did the Abbey Road cover?
Yes. That's his tattoo.
Like they didn't like
he did a tattoo of the Beatles crossing Abbey Road, and then he has himself sort of standing here facing them, waving at them as if to say, "Come on over here, boys.
Eat my dust."
Yeah, because he's broken several of their records.
Oh, there's the tattoo. Look at him waving.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, isn't that? That's like, do you find that disrespectful?
Not disrespectful, arrogant. No, maybe a little arrogant,
I think a little arrogant.
They're
at
the
the very
Beatles.
least, yeah. He is the most charted songs in the top 10 of the Billboard's Hot 100 in June. Drake was, so he beat the Beatles, and he's beat a couple of other Beatle records. So yeah.
I don't know. A little humility never hurt anybody.
You know?
Look who's talking.
Humility. Captain Humility over here.
Captain Humility.
He would know. Who's on the show today?
Bill McPherson, he's sitting right there.
Is he?
Don't play dumb.
Is that why he's sitting there?
That's why he's sitting there.
It's so easy for me, though.
Bill McPherson, Shadows of the Mind Film Festival Summer Shadows is upon us. Starts tomorrow night. So Bill's going to tell us about the lineup and the fun that we're going to have at Bellevue Park. It's in Bellevue Park, isn't it, Bill?
It's
and
Bellevue
then,
Park, he said yes.
Ooh, and then there's more coming up, and you have the news. It's a big full day. It's Tuesday, and it's going to get sunny. Stay with us.
Melly, did you know that the Bush Plain Heritage Center is celebrating 30 years this year?
Wow, great for them. Did you know that if you're at the Bush Plain Museum, that you're only 12 minutes and 7 seconds away from Maitland Ford Lincoln?
Really? Maitland Ford? It's closer than you think.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Well, would you look who stopped by for a visit? It's Bill McPherson, son of a preacher man.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
He taught me this morning that M.A. Well, I knew that Mac was son of, but I didn't know that Ferson was like Parson.
Parson, that's right, son of the preacher.
Son of a preacher man. Bill McPherson from Shadows of the Mind Film Festival. How many years have you been affiliated with the Shadows of the Mind?
This is my 12th year.
12 out of the 20.
That's right.
Good for you. And we were just talking about how many years you guys have been doing Summer Shadows.
Summer Shadows, this is the 11th year at Bellevue Park at the Bandshell. And 3 years prior to that, we were at the library, Sioux Library, and they hung a screen over the side of the library wall, and people came out to watch.
They sat in the library grounds and they watched the library.
We are determined.
This setup is pretty cool.
Yes, we have a giant inflatable screen that we use at the Bandshell.
You sent us a little video, and it's a fast motion of them setting
time
up the screen. A time lapse of the screen going up. Is it inflatable? Is that how it works?
It's inflatable, and it's inflatable. And during the whole time is that we have this big fan that keeps the whole thing inflated. And
how long does it take from start to finish for that whole screen? Michael's playing it now. Look at here. This is in time lapse.
It takes
how long does this take?
Oh, it takes about 20 minutes to a half an hour.
Look at that. That is
there
so
you go.
Cool. Where does a person buy something like that?
Well, we got a Trillium grant about 11 years ago, and at that time we had to order through the state, so that cost about $9,000.
Wow!
So with all the equipment, and it can be put up in fields, and but we got the band shell in that bowl, and we're protected from the wind.
Oh, because you're on the hill, right? You're on the hill, and you have the band shell on the one side.
That's right, and it's really, really comfortable.
People they are so, the audiences that come out for Shadows of the Summer Shadows, boy, do they ever do it upright.
They do.
Tell some stories about the things you see on the hillside with families and some of the stuff that they do.
Well, what we have is we have people coming out, and they come out as families, and the kids are in their jammies.
Yeah.
And we have free popcorn, and you'll see that people line up prior to the movie, and during the movie they get their free popcorn.
Yeah.
We ask for donations if you can afford it, but that's pay what you can.
Okay.
Is that they come with their jammies. Some people, they have their sleeping bags, they have little pup tents.
Yeah.
Here they have
There's
blankets and sleeping bags.
With a little
Here they're
pillow.
watching Paddington. We had.
They have pup tents on the hill.
Yeah, up the top of the hill, they have little pup tents. One year we had shown Raiders of the Lost Ark. People carried couches and lamps and all of the
living room sets.
and the little living room sets from the 30s and 40s, and set it all up. So that was a lot of fun as well.
And then I saw a picture. You had some buskers there. What was that about?
This is for 3 years now through the Fringe Festival. We have the buskers come out and entertain our crowds prior to, and so this is a little bit earlier on.
So they show up of their own.
They show up of their own.
I see they've got probably a little donation thing there.
That's right, and they're for donations as well. It's open. If they want to come, they're more than welcome. And so they've come for the last 3 years, and the crowds love it, and the kids enjoy it as well.
I wonder if Max will show up. There's a guy named Max who on the street for the street party on Thursday.
Okay.
He performed. He does all that. He's a flow art. He does all this really cool stuff. Maybe he'll come by and busk. So now, who chooses the films?
I choose the films, but I ask when I was working. I just retired.
Yeah, happy retirement, Bill.
Thank you. I would ask around the staff who had young children what the favorite movies were, and also what were the most popular movies, because a lot of families can't afford to go to the cinema, buy the popcorn. I mean, it really is expensive.
It can get expensive. This is a chance for them to see some A-list
So
movies.
and then rather than sitting in front of a TV and watching it by themselves, the whole family can get around, because a lot of the films now, we try to pick family-friendly films that are going to be talking about some of the issues that kids, may encounter.
Stir up some conversation, get a little dialogue going with
and
the
have a
family.
lot of fun, because I think once the moon goes down, or the sun goes down, the moon comes out, is that it's really a neat experience for everyone.
And the other thing you said is, so oftentimes when people are at home and they might be showing a DVD or something, that the parents aren't necessarily always in the room.
No, that's right.
And to share the experience where you're actually sitting there on the grass together, I mean, it's bonding, right?
It's very bonding.
You also said it's introducing children to film festivals in a way.
We have an ulterior motive, is to make our name a little bit known with families, and as they grow up, we will have them come out to our winter shadows.
There you go.
In February.
Because Luann was saying, that's a memory that sticks with children. You remember those kinds of memories when we sat on the hill watching the movie with our parents, eating the popcorn. Popcorn, really cool. That's Algoma Family Services.
What they do is they have funded us for the last 3 years through the walk-in clinic, and it's an association of 4 or 5 different agencies, the Algoma Public Health, and then Canadian Mental Health Association,
CMHA.
Public Hospital. And so they fund us, and it's really a family-oriented venue and an event. So that way we're able to provide free popcorn. We do all the volunteer hours, the setup and the takedown. And
let's talk titles.
Oh, right, titles.
Yeah, so this starts tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
Your weather's going to be beautiful. Have you seen the forecast?
Yes, it's great. Always checking the weather, right? So our first is Space Jam tomorrow night. That is probably the second most important basketball game in 2019. Right? The Raptors top that. So we're just spinning off that, and it's animation and live action with Michael Jordan. We're pretty excited about that. We're getting a really good response on Facebook.
Good. Yes. Okay. So then it continues the following Wednesday. Is that
the following Wednesday? So now the rain. If it was going to rain out, the rain day is the following day, except for our second screening, which is Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Right. So that's going to be on the 28th.
That's a funny one.
The 21st. And the rain day would be on the following Friday because there's something else going to be at the park.
Oh, wow.
And our final one is Incredibles 2.
Oh, Incredibles 2?
Incredibles 2. So
And that would be on the 28th.
28th, that's
okay,
right.
So 14th, 21st, there's the poster for Incredibles 2. You obviously have a website, Bill, for Shadows of the Mind. Is all the stuff posted there?
Yes, it's posted there. It's also posted on our Facebook, and people can give their comments and feedback on Facebook. So this will be our 14th year.
14th year. Wow, and the turnout has been great, huh?
Well, we've had anywhere, depending on, anywhere from 250 to close to 1,000.
Holy smokes!
So I mean, each year is increasing, and
it's great. Fun night out for that. Hey, and you know what else too? You think about it now. There's the splash pad, right? So people could go and play and have fun. Splash pad.
And that's what a lot of families do. They come out early. They
spend the day in the park.
They picnic, or they come to the park, and then the movie starts at dusk, which is usually at this time around 9ish.
9ish, yeah.
About 9. And so, and we're usually out of the park by 11.
Okay. So. You said it's really a cute sight. Some of the parents carrying their children back to the car, a little sleep on their shoulders.
Yes.
That's swell.
And
That's swell.
Oh, it's great.
And by the way, you had a record-breaking year for Shadows of the Mind Film Festival.
Our 20th anniversary was record-breaking. We broke the 4,000 mark.
Amazing. I look forward to having you back on the show when time comes around again. That's February, right?
That's February. Last week of February, first week of March this year, and we're going to have a few surprises for everybody. So come out to Summer Shadows, and then come on out to the Winter Shadows. It's a great time to spend the winter.
Thanks for your time, Bill McPherson. Now you can go back and enjoy some more retirement.
Thank you.
I scheduled you so early. Normally you're sleeping in probably, eh?
Oh, no.
No, attaboy. All right, listen. Summer Shadow starts tomorrow night at Bellevue Park. Don't miss it. Bring the family. You'll enjoy free popcorn. Bundle up and have a great time. Our thanks again to Bill McPherson and Shadows of the Mind Film Festival. We'll be right back with Luann after this.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
It's not always this obvious when young people need help. For 30 years, we've shown up for youth. With your donation, you can too.
And I'll tell you, in the wake of this Jeffrey Epstein thing, things are still going on with sexual assault. Bill Cosby, his lawyers are still looking to get that conviction overturned, saying it was an unfair trial because, see, in Pennsylvania, they allow previous bad acts to be talked about on trial,
right?
If it's showing character or a proclivity to a certain behavior, right? He's saying that his lawyers are saying they shouldn't have allowed that in, and also that they allowed the testimony about Bill admitting at one point that he gave credence in the 70s, and they said that shouldn't have been admissible. This is all about past acts, and in Pennsylvania, it's allowed. So I don't know where it's going to go, but he's still fighting.
Like, how long has he been in jail now? A couple of years, anyway.
Well, and what was the conviction? 3 to 10 years? How many did he get? I don't even know. Anyway, still trying to get out of there.
It's like they're still working on it. They must be on the payroll or something.
No.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Speaking of sexual assault, though, such a disappointment. Placido Domingo has been accused.
Placido?
Of the opera world, of course.
Oh, yeah.
He was accused of sexual harassment by 8 singers and a dancer, and some of these women are indicating that he would like wet kiss them full on the mouth. And he threatened jobs and
if they didn't put out and stuff, like if they weren't nicey.
Yeah. So
Placido. Come off it.
I know.
How old is he now?
I don't know. This is from years ago too, like over a couple of decades anyway.
The more you find out about how people operated,
right? And it's I don't want to generalize, but it's that generation, right? Older white men who feel like they're entitled. Harvey Weinstein. I don't know. It's just, I mean, that's not all the case, of course, but you know what? I thought about something too.
What?
Driving to work this morning, we were talking about Miley Cyrus and her husband.
Yes, we were.
Hemsworth,
split,
Chris.
7 months.
7 months. And there are photos still popping up on Twitter and, with her and another girl making out, like in bikinis, like totally making out. I just wonder who took those pictures.
Somebody on another boat? With a telephoto lens? Isn't that how they got Fergie sucking toes?
I wonder.
I
forgot about Fergie sucking toes.
Well, now, turns out she was sucking toes, and what was he doing with Jeffrey Epstein?
Right?
Prince Andrew.
Stop it.
I don't know.
So Miley, though, I was just wondering who's taking, because there's some interesting angles.
They were on the boat with them? You think they were on the boat with them?
I think so.
And she's letting this stuff out?
Yeah. And she says that she left, but she wanted to go to therapy, and he didn't want to go.
You gotta love TMZ.
Right?
TMZ has a big headline. Chris Hemsworth speaks, finally breaks his silence.
Finally.
And here's what he said. He broke his silence, and what he said was, "This is a private matter. Keep out of it."
I don't want to talk about it.
That's how he spoke out about the breakup.
We want to continue to talk to you and with you. So we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to do the news right after this.
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide. The average Canadian will spend their last 10 years in sickness. Change your future at makehealthlast.ca.
My name is Clement. I am 17. I do have a little brother. He is 5 years younger than me, and despite the fact that we're both blind, we're just normal kids. Sibling rivalries and fights and arguments. Sometimes we play games together, yeah. I find most people tend to have this perception of blindness as a huge physical handicap.
Incoming!
Which it isn't.
CNIB, Seeing Beyond Vision Loss.
Science North is installing a Northern Think Hub at the James L. McIntyre Centennial Library, which is modeled on the popular Think visitor experience that recently opened at Science North. Think stands for Tinker, Hack, Innovate, Network, and Know. The hub combines science, technology, engineering, and math and encourages hands-on experimentation with real tools, materials, and processes. Permanent installations will be made in 6 communities across Northern Ontario. Besides the Sioux, Kenora, Fort Francis, Thunder Bay, Timmins, and North Bay are included. This project is funded by the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation and FedNor. These turnkey installations will create a skilled and talented workforce that can propel Ontario and Canada to be a leader in innovation. This project features inclusive spaces for specific groups underrepresented in computer science and engineering fields such as girls and women. Northern Think Hubs will also attract teens and young adults and increase engagement with minority populations, including Indigenous students and the Francophone community.
And the fact that the Government of Ontario is pulling back from its support of the most vulnerable means that we are stepping in with a 1-year top-up to make sure that services continue for the most vulnerable.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the federal government will spend $26 million this year on refugee and immigration legal aid services in Ontario after the province cut funding.
The responsibility over legal aid on immigration and refugees has long been a joint responsibility, a shared responsibility by the Government of Canada and the Government of Ontario. And for many years, the Government of Ontario was a strong and proud partner in making sure that our most vulnerable refugees had the basic services they need, particularly in terms of legal aid when they arrive in a situation that is fraught with challenges and indeed vulnerabilities. But the Ford government decided to step away from that. And that's why, in this area of shared responsibility, the federal government is choosing to step up. We will be investing $26.8 million this year to ensure that legal aid services for immigrants and refugees continue in the province of Ontario. There will be discussions ongoing about what the future of legal aid and how we can ensure that people have the support they need.
The leaders of Canada's 5 main political parties were invited yesterday to take part in this October's televised federal election debates, but the newly formed People's Party of Canada has been left out in the cold. The Liberals, Conservatives, NDP, Bloc Québécois, and Greens have all qualified for the debates to be held October 7th and the 10th under criteria established by the federal government. Now, to participate, the parties had to meet 2 of 3 criteria, including having 1 sitting member elected under the party banner and candidates running in 90% of Canada's electoral ridings in the October 21st election. The third stipulation requires that a party either have earned 4% of the votes cast in the 2015 election or candidates with a legitimate chance to win seats this fall. The People's Party couldn't meet the first criteria since it wasn't established until after the 2015 election, and its only member, Quebec MP Maxime Bernier, won his seat as a Conservative. But the Leaders' Debates Commission acknowledged it does meet the second requirement. However, it does not currently have a legitimate chance of electing more than 1 candidate in the next federal election. Debates Commissioner and former Governor General David Johnston said the party promptly disagreed, noting that in the current political climate, a populist party has an excellent chance of rapid growth and electing candidates. Calling yesterday's decision a preliminary assessment, the commission said it would give the party until September 9th to further make its case. The commission will make a final decision by September 16th.
The reason why our team has put all those resources into place is because we understand how important this election campaign is to Manitobans.
We're willing to do what it takes to act on climate change.
Manitoba's provincial election campaign officially kicked off yesterday. Progressive Conservative leader Brian Paulister visited the Lieutenant Governor to start a 29-day campaign, ending with a vote on September 10th. Paulister's PCs will focus the campaign on trust and taxes. The New Democrats are raising health care as the main issue, and the Manitoba Liberals say they want to talk about many things, including income inequality and Lake Winnipeg.
Guarantee to Manitobans for lower taxes, better services, and an even stronger economy. A guarantee for increasing important strategic healthcare investment. A guarantee for building new schools. A guarantee for creating even more jobs. A guarantee for a Made in Manitoba green plan, not an NDP Liberal rising carbon tax. And a guarantee that we will roll back the taxes the average Manitoban pays by $2,020 over the next 4 years. And I would say to Manitobans, consider this. We've made commitments and we've kept our word. The NDP was in for 17 years and gave us the worst system in the country.
Transport Canada is issuing fines to a pair of Canadian Coast Guard ships that allegedly sailed too fast through the Gulf of St. Lawrence, where the rising death toll among endangered North Atlantic right whales has been partly blamed on collisions with vessels. The ships are among 6, including a luxury yacht and 3 cargo vessels, to incur penalties that applied to alleged incidents from before speed restrictions were lifted earlier this month, when the government found the policy may have been pushing ships closer to the endangered mammals. Transport Canada says no whales have been spotted in the shipping lanes where speed limits were reduced starting in April. Meanwhile, the new measure, rather than simply prompting slower speeds, had the effect of driving some ships out of the lanes and into areas where the right whales are known to gather. The agency says it hopes that raising the speed limit will push vessels back into the lanes. Since early June, 8 right whales have died in Canadian waters. Science North is installing a Northern Think Hub at the James L. McIntyre Centennial Library, which is modeled on the popular Think visitor experience that recently opened at Science North. Think stands for Tinker, Hack, Innovate, Network, and Know. The hub combines science, technology, engineering, and math, and encourages hands-on experimentation with real tools, materials, and processes. Permanent installations will be made in 6 communities across Northern Ontario. Besides the Sioux, Kenora, Fort Francis, Thunder Bay, Timmins, and North Bay are included. This project is funded by the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation and FedNor. These turnkey installations will create a skilled and talented workforce that can propel Ontario and Canada to be a leader in innovation. This project features inclusive spaces for specific groups underrepresented in computer science and engineering fields such as girls and women. Northern Think Hubs will also attract teens and young adults and increase engagement with minority populations, including Indigenous students and the Francophone community.
And the fact that the Government of Ontario is pulling back from its support of the most vulnerable means that we are stepping in with a 1-year top-up to make sure that services continue for the most vulnerable.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the federal government will spend $26 million this year on refugee and immigration legal aid services in Ontario after the province cut funding.
The responsibility over legal aid on immigration and refugees has long been a joint responsibility, a shared responsibility by the Government of Canada and the Government of Ontario. And for many years, the Government of Ontario was a strong and proud partner in making sure that our most vulnerable refugees had the basic services they need, particularly in terms of legal aid when they arrive in a situation that is fraught with challenges and indeed vulnerabilities. But the Ford government decided to step away from that. And that's why, in this area of shared responsibility, the federal government is choosing to step up. We will be investing $26.8 million this year to ensure that legal aid services for immigrants and refugees continue in the province of Ontario. There will be discussions ongoing about what the future of legal aid and how we can ensure that people have the support they need.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Housed in a 15,000 square foot custom manufacturing facility built to produce world-class cabinetry at surprisingly affordable prices, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry brings your project from initial concept to final design. Proudly providing Northern Michigan and the Algoma region with quality hand-built cabinetry for the past 20 years. Located at 844 East 3 Mile Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry, making your cabinetry dreams come true.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. And kicking off this segment, look who I found. Hi, Terry Sheehan.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
I'm very well.
Good.
Okay, so Terry, when you and I grew up in Sault Ste. Marie, the library wasn't quite like it is now, was it? Your memory?
No. I was always told to be quiet when I came in here, but you can see it's full of activity, full of noise, full of people learning, and it's great.
It's a community hub.
Yeah. It's an amazing community hub.
And they keep coming up with these amazing things that are like they're partnering with people. So this is a partnership with Science North, right?
That is correct. And Tim, I was pleased that today we announced $1.7 million for this Think Hub. And Think Hub.
Yeah.
And they're going to be in all sorts of other Northern Ontario communities, Thunder Bay, Timmins, North Bay. The permanent site is in Sudbury.
Yeah.
But it's right now expanding all across Northern Ontario, and it's elevating thinking, science, STEM, and it's just a lot of fun. And these kids are learning a lot right now.
So this is basically a summer camp. Well, no, there's a summer camp going on. These are summer campers, but this installment right here, this is through Science North, and it's eventually going to move to the new branch, right?
That is correct, and so that'll go hand in glove with the recent investment that we made of $295,000 for the permanent archives up there.
Right, the archives are moving to the new location, which is beside Boreal, right?
Yep, Boreal, and so it's
on Northern Avenue.
On Northern Avenue, and it's a partnership with the school board too as well. So this will be open to all sorts of students, young people from all boards will be there. It's going to be a great asset to us as we're trying to really elevate STEM in this community.
And STEM is, once again?
Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Yeah.
And it's part of the innovation agenda. I sit on the Science and Technology Committee with Mr. Baines, and that's why I was pleased to launch this here in the Sioux at $1.7 million, because this is going to go hand in glove with the investments that we made at Algoma University, Sioux College, and the other universities college in Northern Ontario. These are our future learners at these schools.
And look at how they're learning, like hands-on with trained staff. The other thing about the staff here is we've actually got Sault Ste. Marie youth that are employed for the summer as staff for these summer camps, right? The Science North camps.
You're absolutely right. So, we've got students being hired, and they are teaching these young people, and the young people are teaching each other. Right. And that's one of the best ways to learn, is if you teach someone else how to do something, it becomes yours for life. And so whether they end up in STEM or some other career, that critical thinking that they're learning here today is going to be with them for life.
Oh, Terry, we'd be so much smarter if we'd started younger.
I agree.
But at least you're learning science now.
But I don't know if anyone's smarter than Tim here.
Oh, stop it. Listen, hey, nice to see you. Always nice to see you. And hey, congratulations on everything. This is fantastic. Great investments in our youth.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's talk to somebody else from the library. Joining me now is Laura Clausen from Science North. Hello, Laura.
Hello. It's very nice to be here.
Welcome back. You've been to Sault Ste. Marie before, obviously.
Many times.
Because you've had science camps here for Science North. How often now?
Oh gosh, we have them every year. We've been in Sault Ste. Marie with camps for at least over 30 years.
Wait, what's the anniversary coming up for Science North in Sudbury?
We are in our 35th year this year.
I can't believe it's been that long. It just seems like yesterday when that beautiful structure opened up. It was so amazing. Remember when it first opened up? It was like
absolutely.
People were saying it's a spaceship, right? Yeah. How are things going in the spaceship?
It's wonderful. It's very iconic. We love science, of course. We love engaging the community, and we're constantly changing with brand new experiences.
You're not just engaging the community in Sudbury. You're engaging communities all over Northern Ontario. Now, before we get to what this is going on behind us, this new Think Hub, tell me a little bit about the summer camps that go on here.
So we have summer camps across all of Northern Ontario. We're in many communities, and in Sault Ste. Marie we do the full 9 weeks of summer camps. 9 weeks, yes. And we have a camp group here today. We love engaging kids with science.
Where do the camps operate here in Sault Ste. Marie?
So here in Sault Ste. Marie, they're at a local school. Okay. So we have different schools and different venues across the north, and we just run the camps out of there.
And is it a full day, like a 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. kind of thing? How long is the day at a summer camp?
Absolutely. It starts at 9 a.m., goes to about 4 p.m., and we just do science all day long with the kids, and they love it.
And now this particular project, this is the newest outreach, I guess you would say, from Science North. It's a youth outreach. Part of that, Terry said, I was talking to Terry Sheehan, our MP, and he was talking about the STEM. So it's science, technology,
engineering, and math.
Math. Those are the things I try not to think about them. So these kids, they're members of another day camp, right? Science day camp, but they've come here today for the launch of this.
That's right.
Tell me about this project.
Yeah, so these are our summer camp group that we brought here today. This is the Northern Think Hub. It is one of 6 hubs that we're opening across Northern Ontario.
Oh, really?
And it is, yes, and it's the first one to open.
This is the first launch of all the 6.
Launch of all 6. projects, so it's really great. THINK stands for Tinker, Hack, Innovate, Network, and Know.
Okay, now Helena Huapalainen told me the word hack, and I didn't know what it meant in this term. Describe the word. Can you the definition?
So I think it's really about having people finding different ways of doing things. So we're not hacking into computers.
Now I know the term. I've seen it on Twitter on how to do this, a unique way of doing this. Hacks. Now I understand. Sorry I interrupted. Go on.
It's all good. So this experience really engages people and encourages people to stem their innovation, their curiosity, experiment. It's all about trying things over and over, trying different ways of doing things.
Did that child just make a guitar?
Yes.
While I was standing here, he out of elastics and wood, and there's a speaker.
There's a speaker, there's an amplifier, so they learn about sound. They learn all about the sound waves and the technology and how to amplify that. So.
Well, look at all the little things you can play with, and they're behind there, and you can hear them discovering things. Oh my gosh, look at this!
Yeah, it's very engaging.
Now, as far as staffing this goes, I see we've got Grace is over here. Where does Grace come from?
So Grace is one of our staff scientists from Science North, and she's a wonderful science communicator. She loves engaging with people. So she has trained, and she's going across the north to train various staff that are hosting these exhibits so that they can staff it and that they can engage with their visitors.
So it's like a train the trainer kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
And then will the youth here, or whoever Grace trains, will they in turn train other people here in Sault Ste. Marie?
Absolutely, yes. They will continue the training onto the staff at the organization and carry that on.
Does this run, this is staying in this location until how long? I mean, does it ever pick up and leave and go somewhere else, or what?
This is a permanent installation. So these are 6 permanent installations that we have in Northern Ontario, and this branch, it will move to a different branch.
It's going to move to the northern branch when it opens up.
That's right, but it's a permanent Sault Ste. Marie installation. Absolutely.
This is phenomenal. Okay, now I want to talk to Grace, and I want to talk to some of the kids. Let's do that, okay?
Absolutely.
Thanks for your time, Laura Clausen, ladies and gentlemen from Science North. So nice to meet you. Thank you. All right, joining me now, it is scientist Keegan. Hello. Hello, Keegan. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good. How old are you?
I'm 8.
Okay, that wasn't a hard question, was it?
Yep.
Okay, Keegan, what are you doing here today?
We built this cool thing, so there's like a quarter of the ball, and then usually my part, all I just needed is a stick.
Okay, so you used a ball and a stick.
Yep.
And what did you make?
We made this cool course for this little machine.
To run around a course?
Yeah.
So, and you made it with all this stuff over here, like all these trinkets and bits and stuff and wood and things?
Yep.
Wait, how did you know how to make it? Did somebody show you? Were there instructions, or did you just make it up out of your own heads?
We made it up out of our own heads.
And are you going to be a huge scientist when you grow up?
Nope.
Okay, what are you going to do, Keegan?
I don't know.
You should be a TV host.
Okay.
Okay, done. I have a new co-host, so when Luann retires, it's the Keegan and Tim mornings, okay? Keegan, you good for that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can teach me how to make stuff? Okay, I will see you playing around Science North here in Sault Ste. Marie, right?
Right.
Signing off with Keegan. Let's talk to Helen. Have you met Helena Huapalainen?
Nope.
Can you say that name? Helena Huapalainen.
Helena Huapalainen?
You got it, mister. Let's talk to her next, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm playing with all of my stuff.
What are you doing?
I'm having Helena Huapalainen. This is so much fun.
Isn't it? I am so glad you got to come down to our launch today here at the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library.
You made me promise not to ask you any hard questions,
Okay,
so I
don't ask
won't.
me any.
Okay, so how did you do this? Where did this come from? What?
Well,
this whole thing. How did it end up at the library? It's so cool.
So we were fortunate enough earlier this year that the library could become a partner in the Science Festival.
Oh.
And we also partook. We had a trivia night here, and we took part at the carnival.
Yeah.
So then our director, Matthew McDonald, was in discussion with Laura Clausen.
Yes.
And we were one of the 6 sites in Northern Ontario to be chosen.
It's because you're so much fun to be around.
You think so?
Yeah. So the response already, I mean, I saw the kids here today. This is the kind of stuff they're creating there. Look at you. What you got a little thing there? What's that?
I wish I knew, Tim,
I
but
think
you know
put what?
Let's try this out.
Okay. No, it goes up here, doesn't it? Yeah, and then see that? Oh.
Another marble lost.
But the kids, there's still hope for the kids.
You know what? Kids are
We're losing our marbles, but the kids are fine.
The kids are amazing. They don't even need to be taught. They just engage. They're like sponges, right?
Right. So this is just an installation that's here for now, and then eventually it's going to move up to
the North Branch.
Yeah, which Matthew's saying maybe October. We're hoping.
Yes, we are hoping for October, and this is an area that's for all ages, not just for children.
No,
but
I could have a good time here. They were playing guitars. They made musical instruments.
You would love that, wouldn't you?
I would love that. We could sing a duet. Okay, now any age, but is there a cost?
It's free to the public. Just to come in, be creative. Use your imagination. And you know, our mission for the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library is one stop, endless possibilities. And you know what? The library's full of information, resources, technology, and so much more. So we are
fun.
We are fun.
I was saying to Terry at the beginning, like, libraries aren't like they used to be, Helena.
They're not. They're growing, they're trending, and they're just...
As I say, it's a community hub.
It is. And that's where we're located right now, right in the center of our community. Yeah. It couldn't be in a better place, right?
Right now we're at the James L. McIntyre Centennial Branch, right? But eventually this will be moving to the Northern Branch, which is beside Boreal on Northern Avenue, right?
232C.
Look at her go. She even knows the postal code yet?
Not quite.
By the time you open, you need to have that memorized, all right?
Thank you. I will do that.
I didn't ask you a hard question, did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay, you know what? This is amazing. Congratulations again. The library keeps growing and changing, and it's always offering endless opportunities. One-stop shopping.
You bet. Okay. At your public library.
At your public library. Get your free library card. Come in here with your ID, get your library card, and have fun. Start exploring. Wait, I'm going to lose my marbles now. Ready? Okay. Here we go. This is like Mousetrap. Oh!
There you go.
We are losing our marbles. Come join us at the library. We'll see you after this on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. As a child, Mr. Dressup had Casey and Finnegan. As a teenager, I heard Casey and the Sunshine Band. And as an adult, Casey Security is in my life, and I'm so grateful.
Goodness.
Was that a stretch?
I was wondering. He went over there and came all the way back
I thought of that in the 10 seconds before we went to air.
That's very clever
Thank
of
you. But thanks to Casey Security for sponsoring us.
That's because you hang out at the library and you're smart.
I'm smart.
That's why.
I have a Think Hub right here.
A Think Hub.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of that Think Hub.
When do I get to see you again?
Tomorrow morning. See you then, too. Bye.